problem.
Yeah, sorry, we were experiencing some technical difficulties with the
Yeah.
broadband.
We got some issues, yeah. But basically now, Jean-Marie Carte managed to sweep away the toxic Delage, and now he plays at Armagoyf. That is essential to set a race against Pascal.
Let's have a look at Pascal's hand. I mean, does he have a way of, you know, trying to start doing something, especially because he's facing a Tarmogoyf and a Death Ray Shaman now. So
Yeah,
you know,
and he's
I'm not
he's
saying
already at
time.
14.
I'm not saying time is running out, but the clock is ticking anyway.
yeah. Now he's shuffling the deck. He got a ponder. He didn't see cards that he looked like, and he drew a card from the ponder.
It does have a brainstorm. It does have a
And he
couple
plays
of
brainstorm.
rituals, and it does have a Lionite Diamond. It just doesn't have a way to go off.
He plays brainstorm. Jean-Marie is faking he have force will. He's got a tenderless now, but he doesn't have a tutor.
It
or
doesn't have a
something.
tutor, but it does have a fetch land to try and shuffle away.
Yeah, he plays a
the
fetch
bad
hand
cards
and
on
he
top.
passes the turn. So Jean-Marie.
Also, curiously enough, we can see that he decided not to play
Jean-Marie
Therapy.
went into a wasteland now. Ooh, that ponder. That ponder was good. But if you want to play Shardless, you have to give away a force will. So you have to choose to take the force will in hand. Necessarily. Yeah, obviously. You pick a force will. Now you can waste the underground sea. The other quarterfinals will be the other semi-final is Pascal Maurer with Elves against Andrea Faina with blue, white, red blade. So now what happened is that Jean-Marie wastelanded the underground sea of Pascal and staying open with a Death Rite Shaman to do 2 damages put practically Pascal at 1 turn to that.
Yeah, basically, Pascal has a 1-turn clock.
Yeah, the complete result are Jean-Marie Carte beats Stefan Romanil 2-0, Pascal Wagner beats Leonardo Zucchelli 2-0.
Wow, he's gonna force a will that brainstorm.
Yeah,
He's gonna force a will that brainstorm.
yeah, it's a superior player.
Yeah, this is
Guys.
actually a really good
Yeah,
play.
he's a very good player.
Really good play.
He is a really good. I mean, Jean-Marie.
He clearly has the read on what Wagner is trying to do.
Yeah, Jean-Marie Carte. You are right. Is a very strong player. And now he will get into with his other touch decks. He puts a ley line. It's correct. So probably Jean-Marie will board in the ley line, 4 Duress, 1 Duress, 3 Toe Sides, and 4 Medley Mages. Maybe the Grave Digger Cage and the Nurod. And Nurod obviously is very strong against Pascal deck. And instead, Pascal obviously will come in with Xanthid Swarms, with Flusterstorm, and maybe with Chain of Vapor, and maybe also with I don't know if a Cross and Grip or Arbor Decay, or maybe a mix of these two. Anyway, Jean-Marie Carte is practically immune to combos in G1. He managed to win against an Omnitel 2-0 with a single force wheel. He managed to win game 1 against Tendrils. I mean, we must say he's very strong at playing, because if I was him, sincerely, I didn't force that brainstorm.
Classic.
Because he's the only contrast he got. If that brainstorm is a fake, you're dead. So it was very, very impressive play. He probably he knew, because he knew that he wouldn't want to waste a mana for a brainstorm, having only 2 lands. Probably he guessed that he doesn't do a brainstorm if he's got ritual, infernal in the end. So he so now we're gonna see the second game of this interesting confrontation between Pascal Wagner and Jean-Marie Accard. So now what is gonna happen at this Pascal Wagner will start in the second game, and will try to catch his hand because he's very quick. Let's say also that Pascal in this game mulligan to 6, and he had to captain hand that weren't so perfect. But after that Cabal Therapy on the 2 Shardless Sage and David, I would think he get the match on this side.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I mean, we knew that he had a couple of Shardless Agents in hand and the Tarmogoyf, and that was basically his only action. Tarmogoyf was, still a solid beater, and eventually just won him the game. But to be honest with you, with no force of will, I would have just thought, okay, he's just gonna attack with the Tarmogoyf a couple of turns, and then Wagner is just gonna finish it off.
Yeah.
Let's try and take a quick glance at Wagner's hand. He does have a Ponder, a couple of lands, Busting Flames,
a probe,
and a
Busting
Jitaxian
Flames. It's not a good hand.
It's definitely not a good hand. Not an explosive hand.
But he keeps it anyway, because he cannot go to 6 on the play. And he can think with the probe and the ponder.
Between the probe and the ponder,
he will be able to draw a
we're probably gonna see whether he's gonna win this game. Out of the 3 cards, he's gonna see this turn. Actually, 4 cards, because he's probably gonna lead with a Jitaxian probe. Well, he doesn't.
He starts with ponder.
He starts with ponder. I mean that
surprises me.
It is quite surprising, because it draws you like 1 less card basically. Like you don't see the 4th card.
You don't see the 4th card. Yeah. I mean, now he's gonna draw the land of ponder, and if it isn't a manipulation, it's not a good shape for our Pascal. He draws a Cabal Ritual,
and
he
actually decides not to play Jitaxian Probe.
Yeah.
This could actually cost him.
Land Duress.
Land Duress means he's not gonna cycle his Jitaxian Probe, and he's not gonna get perfect information on what a card holds in hand. I'll be honest with you. In Wagner's spot, I would have definitely played the Jitaxian Probe.
Yeah, before the ponder.
Probably even
See
before the
the
ponder.
4th
I would have.
card.
Yeah, you can just fetch land, Jitaxian Probe, draw 1, ponder. You still have loads of fetch land to shuffle away something. But
No,
now the fact that he starts off with a discard spell takes away the only cycle that he has. Also, it would have given him perfect information on what he could have
Now
seen.
Jean-Marie would be able to draw a ponder, but is the only thing he's got now apart from Blasting Flames and Cabal Ritual. But he shuffles again.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't look happy. It doesn't really look happy.
It doesn't really look happy. He feels betrayed by the deck. He knows he's not in a good shape. Now he's drawn a probe.
Is he actually gonna play this probe now?
No.
Still not gonna play the probe. I'll be honest with you. I don't. I'm not a big fan of this. Like, I do want to play that probe aggressively. Maybe cycle it into a Cabal Therapy.
will wasteland the underground.
I mean, you could. In the end of the day, like, if you play that probe, you could easily draw into like a Cabal Therapy, or you could draw into something else, or just cycle it and just see your opponent hands, see what you're gonna, you know.
Pascal look very. He looks very, very annoyed by the cards he's drawing.
Well, I agree. It doesn't need information. Maybe you can just cycle your Gitaxian probe and get a Cabal Therapy, and maybe taking the only action out of a card's hand. Let's say, for example, a card in the previous game, he only had like a couple of Shardless Agent and a Tarmogoyf. So if you can get closer to a Cabal Therapy, you don't really necessarily have to take a permission away. You can just take, you know, the beatdown card away.
We go into a Shardless Agent, and if it turns out a discard card or on a vision, it can be the end of this game, probably. Or a Ozer. He's choosing the land to play. He fetches a Verdant. Another C.
Funnily enough, he actually is fetching for Underground Seas, even though he probably has Meddling Mages boarded in.
Yeah, but he doesn't want. He drew into a Toad Sites. He want to be sure of playing the Toad Sites instead of drawing a Shardless Agent and cascading something he doesn't know. So probably is now putting away Past in Flames and then remove it with a Deathrise Shaman. This is the correct play because he can easily get rid of Past in Flames. At the end of turn, he removes Past in Flames as we predicted, and our Pascal is on 15. Ooh, and I mean, Jean-Marie is very expert, huh? He's very expert player. Now I expect to draw an Ancestral Vision of Shardless. Quite sure of it. Now he's in up to play with Savannah because he knows that if he plays Savannah, he unveils his plane. Maybe he's fearing a massacre. Maybe he's fearing that showing a Savannah, Pascal can happen to know that he's playing the mages. Pascal looks also quite tired. He's passing the turn. He doesn't want to play the Shardless and get tapped out. End of turn, he burns away a Ponder from the graveyard of Pascal.
Now it's pretty clear that his game plan is just to say go with just Force of Will active.
Two Force of Will.
Two Force of Will active.
One
and he doesn't want to play Shardless Agent as now. Obviously,
he's got a plan.
He has a plan, even though that plan is not particularly good against Cabal Therapy.
Yeah. Now he's got all into Liliana to He's got
Especially
Ancestral
because
Vision.
he actually had Ancestor Vision on top.
Yeah, if he played. Now we don't see the end of. Let's see the end of Pascal. Now, got dropping Pascal to 9. It's a slow but lethal plan, in fact, because now Pascal you have to do some. He puts in game the 6th land. Yeah, and now Pascal he fetches a land. He goes to 8 life.
Well,
He knows
Pascal plan right now has to be Cabal Therapine, Force of Will, and just trying to go off.
now he ponders. Ponders into 3 cards. There are Infernal Tutor, Rain of Field, another fetch land going to 8 or 7.